Hey guys, hi, I'm Oluchi and welcome to another video. So today's video is a bit different from the usual videos we do because today we are doing a little media update kind of thing. So what is it basically? I like to watch movies, I like to read books, to watch TV shows, to just generally consume a lot of media, and I like sharing them with my friends and then people around me who have similar interests. So I thought it would be a good idea to share it on YouTube over here and do it in a little presentation kind of style. So we are going to do it in different categories. We'll have categories for movies, for books, for TV shows, K-dramas, C-dramas, and we'll just dive into what I have consumed from the beginning of January, from the beginning of 2026 to now. Today is April 14th. I wrote down some things that I've noted down so that we can just discuss them. So let's get into it. So the first category we'll be covering is books. For the month of January to April, I read a total of 23 books. And then this year, I didn't really have a reading goal this year. Last year, my reading goal was 50 books in a year, which might not seem a lot to a lot of people, but I just gave myself 50 and I was able to surpass it last year. So I'm taking the same like routine, not giving myself a goal, like a very serious goal, so I don't feel pressured into reading just to complete like a number, a figure goal. So no. So far between January to April, I've read 23 books. 15 of them, 15 of them were historical romance from Madeline Hunter. She's an author, Madeline Hunter. And then you were like, oh my god, why 15 historical romance book? I have a cheat code I use whenever I'm in a reading slump. I like to read historical romances. I might be like, oh, why historical romance? I don't know why. It has worked for me since 2023. If I'm in a reading slump, let's say I go weeks, days, months without reading, I'll pick up an historical romance book. Once I can complete that book, I'll read other books in the same like genre and everything, and then from there I'll pick up other things. It works for me. I don't know why. I've been doing it since 2023. It's like a cheat code for me. So in January, the thing about Madeline Hunter's books is that most of them come in series. So if you're reading one book, you'd have to read like the other ones involving other people. So I just read a total of 15 books from her. Okay, the next book is My Sister is a Serial Killer. Now this book, what made me read it was the title. And then I've seen the cover around because it's like a popular book. Everybody knows this book. But then I did not really see any need to read it, you know. But then when I really heard the title, My Sister is a Serial Killer, and then it is based in Nigeria, and I was like, a serial killer in Nigeria? I know there are serial killers in Nigeria, obviously. But, okay, let me just read it. And it's a female. Let me just read it. I was like, okay, this book is... It is a prime example of the elder sister or the older sister. This book shows, it's put into words, yes, in an extreme manner, yes, the ideology of the older sister, the phenomenon of an older sister. And as somebody who has an older sister, like damn, like wow, yeah. So this book, I don't want to spoil it because it's a really nice book, and I want anybody who is watching this video to actually read these things or engage with these things. So I'm trying my best not to spoil a lot of things while talking about them at the same time. But I really like this book. I really enjoyed it. The next book is Everyone in This Bank is a Thief. So this book basically follows the life of one person, I don't know what to call him. He's not a private investigator. He's just a guy who was able to solve murders 3 times. It's like a murder mystery solver kind of person. I don't know what to categorize him. In fact, the fact that I cannot categorize him is an issue he had in the book because he wanted to set up like a business thing, right, for his amazing skill of being able to solve murders, but nobody took him seriously because what would you call yourself? You're not a private investigator, you're not a detective, so what are you? So this was a big issue that he was facing in the book, and he wanted to get a loan or just a loan from or funding from anybody who could help him start up his little firm of helping people solve murders, right? But nobody took him seriously because what are you actually doing? But then he got a message to come to a bank that they will consider giving him the loan he needs to start up his firm, right? So on getting to the bank, after I spoke to the manager, blah, 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 and then boom. This is not a spoiler. You read it in the book. If it's even at the back of the cover, it's not a spoiler. The bank gets robbed, or you guys know the old money heist setting where the bank was like under siege, and somebody is there to, you know, rob the bank, right? So it was just one man, and he held all of them captive. He didn't allow them to go out and everything, but he had a request that, oh, okay, you know, if somebody is robbing a bank, they obviously have a request. What do you want? Do you want money? Do you want gold? Do you want everything? So there were about 10 victims, or 10 people who were captives in the bank. The major character, the detective guy, I can't call him a detective, but we'll call him a detective. Detective guy, his fiancée, is an elderly woman and a sick granddaughter, a small boy who was also sick, a movie producer, a priest, the security guard, and then two staffs. Yeah. And then the manager. Yes. So they were all in the bank together, and they were all trying to figure out what the thief wants and everything. And there was now a murder that happened. So the detective guy had to figure it out while being held captive in the bank. And then this book is really good. I know I've said the other books are very, really good, but this one is really good because everything you think you would figure out, it is not that at all. I was going to try that, oh my god, this is what will happen, this is what will happen. Nothing happened the way I thought, and it was a really good book. I will call it I'll describe it in a murder mystery plus money heists equals the book. Like, it's a really good book. Literally the title is correct. Everybody in the bank is a thief, so basically nobody's innocent in that scenario. Everybody in the bank is a thief. That's like even in fact the title is the spoiler. It did not occur to me till now, until when I finished the book, that everybody in this bank is a thief. So yeah, so read the book. It's a very nice book. Read it. Now this book is a book that everybody, even you, your friend, your neighbor's dog, everybody has read this book. The Secret Lives of Baba Segi's Wives. Yes. I'm like, oh my god, Oluchi, you've not read the book? I have not. So this book follows Baba Segi. Is it Segi? Yeah, Segi. So he's a man who is in a polyamorous marriage and everything. He has 4 wives, and each wife has children for him. So we get to see the wives and then Baba Segi too. We get to see them before they married Baba Segi, them while being married to Baba Segi, and see how their actions, you know, affected their lives, how the things that they did, why they did what they did, the results of what they did, and just generally appreciate female vengeance. But it's a very good book. I would highly recommend it to anyone who is looking for a very nice book on how intense women can be. I don't like using the negative word, so I'm going to use intense, because those women were intense, especially the first wife. She was intense. So yeah. Okay, the next book is Anatomy of an Alibi. So this book, I don't know how to describe it without spoiling it. So what is an alibi? An alibi is a way for you to confirm your, would I say, presence or absence, or where you were at a particular time when an incident happened, right? So the book follows the mother of somebody, right? And then usually when a person is killed, they usually suspect the spouse. If a man is killed, they suspect the wife. If a woman is killed, they suspect the husband. So in this case, a man was killed, and obviously they were questioning the wife. Where were you? Blah 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 blah. And the wife gave a perfect alibi, right? So we come into like the other chapters of the book, and we see that, oh, something is not adding up. Something is not adding up, and we basically just see how proving where you were at the time of a crime can like exclude you from being a suspect. If you can just get someone to confirm where you were, be it a person actually confirming, a security camera, a receipt from something you bought, just a way to confirm where you were, then you can actually like get away with murder. Basically, that was it. So it's a very nice book. I really like this one. Yeah, so a very good book. The next book is titled Mr. Perfect. It follows the lives of 4 women who are co-workers and very good friends, and then they made a list of who they thought the perfect man would be. For example, if they ask you, oh, hey, hey, fine girl, hey, fine babe, if you have to describe your dream man, what are the qualities you have? So each of them listed, or they collectively listed 10 things they thought the perfect man should have. And then it was like a girls' night out, so they just decided for fun. And then somehow the list got out, and then people found out. TV shows carried it, radio stations carried it. They even had to do like interviews and everything. People were coming to their house, attacking them. and then the list kind of brought bad recognition for them, and that's just it. But it was a really good book and I really liked it. So yeah. So now this is the last book. I completed this 2 days ago. So this book is called The Dead Husband's Cookbook. It follows the lives of a couple. They're like a chef couple kind of thing, and then the husband dies and everything. So people were, oh, how did this man die, da, 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 da. And then he's been dead for like I think close to 20 or 30 years now, right? So the wife, she's now so famous. She's like, I'm looking for a chef that is very famous. She's like Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, she's that famous. And then she writes cookbooks. So imagine this, after 30 years she's coming around to say, oh, she wants to write a memoir of her life, and then she's going to explain the things that happened to her husband there. So she hires an editor, right, to come and like edit her book and help her with the book. I don't really know what an editor does, right? But then we get to see that the lady's weird. Yeah, she's really weird. That's all I would say. She's weird as fuck. And then the editor person is not also okay, right? So the name of the book, title of the book, The Dead Husband's Cookbook, is just brilliant. To be very honest, it's a very good book. If you're looking for something that you would read, and then if you don't know how to read in between the lines, you would not understand or you will not like the ending, right? Because when I read the book and I completed it, I was like, what was that? So I went back to read that chapter again. I was like, oh, because I didn't get like a satisfactory answer to the questions that were being asked in the book. And so when I went back to read that chapter, the last chapter, I was like, yeah, it's a really good book. So we've come to the end of the book section, and now we're moving into TV shows. So the first thing on the list is The Pitt. Yes, The Pitt. So The Pitt is a medical drama kind of thing. It follows the storyline of the doctors working in the emergency department of the Pittsburgh hospital. Yeah, I think I got that right. Yes. And then the brilliant thing about this show, why I really like it, is one, there are different characters, so you can see the lives of like different characters, and I like that. And two, each episode is written as 1 hour in the hospital shifts. So from what I understand, the hospital shift as, is it 15 hours or 12 hours? Like a 12-hour shift, I think from 6 to 7, and then from 7 to another time, right? Because there are like two shifts, there's day shift and there's night shift, right, in the hospital. And then episode 1 is just 1 hour of their life, of what is going on in the hospital, right? So we get to see them handle different cases, handle different emergency cases. You know, you see somebody coming with a burnt hand, and then it's very graphic. If you do not like graphic things, it's a big graphic, and I really like it because the characters are really nice. You get to, not only do you see them attend to their patient, you get to see them as doctors, right? You get to see who they are as doctors. You get to see their relationship with other doctors, and then I really like it because TikTok is very good at shipping people who have not even interacted in the entire show. You'll be very surprised. The fandom is great. I really like the fandom of The Pitt. Yeah, it's a very good show. 15 episodes each. You can easily watch it. The next TV show is Abbott Elementary. This is one of my favorite modern sitcoms. Yeah. As somebody who likes a lot of, I love sitcoms. I love watching my favorite sitcoms, from Friends to Two Broke Girls to, I don't like How I Met Your Mother, but it's part of the list, to Modern Family, to The Office. I love sitcom, and Abbott Elementary has something that I like, in the sense that Abbott Elementary is a mockumentary. Yeah, so a mockumentary is a type of show where each character, it's done like a documentary, right? And each character is interviewed, right? So we've seen it happen in The Office, we've seen it happen in Modern Family, we've seen it happen in Parks and Recreation. Yeah, so they'll be interviewing each character, asking them about the things that are going on, right? So it's kind of like really cool. And Abbott Elementary follows the lives of teachers in the elementary school at I think they are Philadelphia. Yeah, Philadelphia. And so far they have 5 seasons. I've been watching this since like, I think 2024, 2023, I can't remember. And they release new episodes every, I think, Wednesday. Yeah, every Wednesday. And I like it because, these days they don't make shows 24 episodes again. Everything is 8 episodes, and it'll take 3 years to make one season. Yes, I'm looking at you, Bridgerton and Stranger Things. Yeah. So, but Abbott Elementary, they do it every year. Last year, I remember watching season 4. I remember starting season 5 last year. So they're releasing episodes they're releasing episodes frequently, and then the show is really nice. If you want to laugh, watch it. It's a very, it's like a, it's like a comfort show kind of thing, and it's very nice. So yeah, you should watch it. Now, the next TV show I watched is The Other Bennet Sister. So, for you to understand The Other Bennet Sister, you don't necessarily need to, but you might need to read Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. So, Jane Austen wrote Pride and Prejudice. It's a book that follows two characters who had misconceptions about each other, and we saw it blow up in their faces, right? But then in The Other Bennet Sister, it follows the life of another sister, basically. So the entire timeline is, it involves the Bennet family, right? There are 5 girls and then the 2 parents, right? So amongst the 5 girls, we have Jane, Lizzie, Mary, Lydia, and Kitty, right? So Mary is the middle child, and then the middle child theory is that the middle child is often ignored by their parents because their parents are either too focused on the older ones or the younger problematic siblings, right? So the middle one is often left to themselves to fend for themselves, and we see it happen in the life of Mary Bennet. We see her struggle to discover who she is outside of her family. Her mother did not treat her well. Compared to how her mother raised her older sister, her mother did not treat her well because Mary was not as conventionally as attractive as her sisters, and for that, her mother kind of treated her poorly because it was, the entire timeline is set in the historical times where a woman's currency was a beauty, right? You either get married or you don't get married, and then you have everyone make fun of you for it, or you have to work as a governess and everything. And then we see Mary, thanks to the help of her aunt, she went to live with her aunt, and then we see her coming to who she is as a person. And then as she's coming into who she is as a person, she also has like a love interest, and that is like a different perspective on its own. But even outside the love interest, she discovered who she is as a person. She did not wait that, oh, okay, because I want to fall in love now, hey, I must change who I am, or I must discover who I am, or because of one man I all of a sudden discover who I am. No, she discovered who she was, or she was discovering who she was, and then she like kind of like saw someone who she liked and everything. And it's a really nice show. It's about, I think, 8 episodes, and it's complete now. So yeah. And then I think earlier this year I also watched Bridgerton. Yeah, the Bridgerton season 4 that everybody was raving about. I really liked it. It was a nice show. Yeah, I like Bridgerton. I watch Bridgerton to enjoy myself. It's a fun show and everything. And I'm looking forward to season 5. I'm really looking forward to season 5. And so yeah. So the next TV show now, this particular one is an ongoing series. I'm still watching it. Actually, most of these ones I'm still watching it. This one, I'm not quite sure about it. This one, the title is Imperfect Women. Yeah, Imperfect Women. It follows the lives of 3 women who are really close friends. I think from high school or so. So something happened, and then it's just a big drama. I'm going to watch it obviously because I like drama, but if you want a dramatic, deceitful, everybody going bad to each other, watch it. So far I think there are about 5 episodes. Hopefully this week they'll release another one. So but it's a really good show. I liked it, but it's like, it's a so, there's a lot of drama in it, but I like drama, so I'm watching it. Now, the next category is movies. I actually did not watch a lot of movies this year, or I've not watched a lot of movies this year. I don't know why. I'm not really a movie kind of person. So the only 2 movies I've watched this year. The first one is Ready or Not Part 2, The Year I Come. And then it was a very weird movie. So there's a part 1. Yeah, so this is a part 2. So the part 1, it follows a bride who discovers that husband family are weird, and so she like was able to get out, right? And then in season 2, in part 2, we see that she did not actually get out. There's like round 2 of what happened. There's round 2, so we see her try to navigate survival. Like this basically survival. She had to survive. She needed to survive. This was life or death. Like it's not joking. They were killing people. So I had to fast forward some parts because I could not watch it. But it was a very good show. So yeah, a really good movie. So yeah. The next movie that I watched is Humint. Yeah, is it Humint? Humint. Humint. Yeah, I think that's the name. Humint or Humin. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, so this one is a South Korean movie. It's like a South Korea, North Korea kind of movie. And how will I explain it? So there's a South Korean officer who is trying to like go undercover to figure out something. So he has people who gives him info and everything, and something shall happened, and then one of them got in trouble, and he's trying to like figure out everything, how to save the person while getting information to punish like the bad people. There's a lot of like shooting there, fighting, and I'm not really an action kind of person. I don't like action movie. I feel like the fight scenes are the only time I actually like action movies, maybe animation or anime. Yeah, I can deal with fighting in anime, right? But in movies, especially with like human, it's a lot for me. So and there was a lot like shooting, killing people. But it's nice. I really like it. So those are the only two movies I've watched this year. If you have any movie recommendation, please let me know because I don't know why I would have only watched two. Now let's get into the big category. We have K dramas, Korean dramas. So I watch a lot of K dramas. My relationship with K dramas is similar to my relationship with TV shows. I like weekly things that are releasing weekly. Most of the things that I currently watch are things that are releasing weekly. I cannot sit down to watch something that is like 16 episodes because it feels like a lot of time. And I'm somebody who once I watch episode one, I have to watch two, I have to watch three. So by watching things that are released weekly, I'm like giving myself time to do other things, right? The only one that I've watched that is not like a weekly thing is Mr. Sunshine. Yeah. I don't know why I decided to watch it. I've not watched it since. I think it was released in 2019. It was a very sad K drama. I would not recommend it, but at the same time, I would recommend it. It's very nice. In fact, you should watch it. So we'll be sad together. Yeah, it's very sad. So, but it's good. I love the plot. The cinematography was really nice. It was a really good book, a really good K drama that I really enjoyed. But it was just sad. So the next TV show, or the next K drama that I watched was Love Me. Yes, I watched Love Me. I really like this show, or this, let me call it just the drama, because I like the actress. Okay, sometimes I watch K dramas because of the actress, and I really like this actress. So when I watched it, I was like, oh, this is a really nice show. It covers grief basically. Something happens in the show, and then there's a loss of a loved one, and we get to see the characters navigate grief, how different people deal with grief, and then how to experience life or experience love again after grief. Basically, it's a really nice drama. The next is oh, can this love be translated? I love that. I'm a big fan of TV shows or dramas or movies that take me to a different country or can make me experience a different country because they feel like vlogs. You know, when you're watching YouTube vlogs and then somebody travels to maybe Japan, and then you, the viewer, get to see Japan through thanks to their videos and everything. So this was basically it. There was an actress and a translator, right? So the actress, she doesn't speak some languages, only Korean and a little English that she speaks, right? So she had a program or an what call it, a dating show that she needed to do, Sha. So obviously the person who they brought in as a love interest was not a Korean person, it was a Japanese person. So they needed a translator in between them to like slowly or to like explain what each of them is like saying and everything. So it's a very nice show. The translator is a Korean man, but he understands different languages: Italian, English, Japanese, everything. So we get to see act. I also like this actress and I like the actor too because he's the guy in Hometown Cha Cha Cha. Yeah, so I really like Hometown Cha Cha Cha. I was like, oh, this guy's here. Let me watch it. And the actress is from Alchemy of Souls. So I was like, let me watch it, and I really liked it. I really liked it. It was a nice drama, and then I like the fact that they traveled a lot for certain scenes. So I, the viewer, I got to see certain things that I probably might not or have not seen in my entire life. So it was a really nice drama. You should watch it. The next is In Your Radiant Season. Yes, so I just completed In Your Radiant Season, and this is a very nice show. I really liked it. This also covers, like, it's a family themed kind of thing. There are about four female characters, each of different ages. We have the grandmother and our three granddaughters, right? One is in high school, one is like I think 29, and the other one is in her 30s. So you get to see them navigate life after, also after losing like their parents and everything, and then you just see their individual like lives and their love stories and everything. It's very nice. The next is Climax. So I just completed this yesterday, and this show, I don't understand what was going on. It was a very weird drama. I didn't even understand the dynamics there. We have this guy who's very ambitious, and he wants to climb his way down up to he wants to climb his way up in terms of politics, right? He's a prosecutor who wants to like join politics and everything, and his key into politics was by marrying a very popular actress, right? And then we get to see how, oh, what you see is not really what's happening and everything, and it's just a really weird, it was weird, but I kept watching it because it was very good. It's a very good show and everything. And I think 10 episodes, so it wasn't much, and we're releasing it two every week, so that's like what, 5 weeks, so it wasn't that much, and I really liked it, but it was weird, very weird, but it was nice. The last, okay, oh, this is even the last one. Now this one, Siren. Yeah, I watched this because the male actor is one of my favorite K-drama actors, and I was like, oh my god, let me watch his new show. Now this, the name of the, or the title of the drama explains it, Siren. So we see this female character who has a past record where all the men she has dated have somehow died, right? And then what is a siren, or who is a siren? Siren is a mythical creature that calls sailors and then kills them, right? They all die by insurance, or let's say when they all die, it's discovered that okay, each of them has like life insurance, and it's kind of suspicious. What do you mean all the men you dated are dying, and then you are the benefactor of all their life insurance? Are you killing them? So we basically try to see if she's the one killing them and everything. And at some point, I actually thought she was the one killing them, but they are done now, and I liked it. It was nice. It was a cute, nice drama. It wasn't cute, people were dying, so it wasn't cute. No. Now the last one. Oh, Surely Tomorrow. I watched Surely Tomorrow. This drama, how did I feel about it? I was very confused about the dynamics of it, because there's a lot of like timeline going on there. We have how they met, while they were dating, after they were dating, then they were dating again. And both of them, their relationship was not really good for either of them. It was like they were just basically stressful to each other, right? So, but it was nice. Yeah, it was nice. But I did not complete it. I stopped at episode. I did not watch the last two episodes, right? Because I kind of got, because they would get back together, break up, get back together. But I was like, girl, who has time for that? I don't have time. Either you get together or you get out. So I did not complete the last two episodes, but I read an article that basically explained the ending, so I did not need to watch the ending. And I think that is all for K-dramas. There are some that I'm currently watching, like Perfect Crown and Yumi Cells season 3. Yeah, so those ones, they're still ongoing. They just released them like last week, so those ones are still ongoing, and I'll cover that in the next media updates. So far, I don't know how we're going to go about this media updates. Maybe we're making it quarterly or making it monthly. I'm doing this quarterly because I just want to try it out for now. Maybe the next one could be monthly. And that is all for K-drama so far. So far, so good. Yeah. The next category is supposed to be music, right? And to be very honest, I listen to a lot of things. Like every day, I can't even count the number of times I plug in my earphones or I play music out loud. I'm always listening to music and different things. I tend to shuffle my playlist. Yes, there are some people that I listen to repeatedly. I like to try to mix what I listen to. I like jazz, I like rock music, I like hip hop, pop, different types of things. So, but early in the morning, usually in the morning, I like to play jazz music, something quiet, because I don't like listening to lyrics immediately. But I start with a little jazz, and then when I have something to do, and I was like, Hype myself up. That's when my girl Megan Thee Stallion comes on. Yeah, I listen to my song like almost every day. Almost last year, my Spotify rap last year, I think she was number one, my most listened to artist. Yeah, and so different together, different things, listen to different things, different playlists. Sometimes even mixes and remixes of like different songs. I just like listening to things. Everything music. I listen to even down to recently, I've really been into the Frozen soundtrack. I don't know why. I saw an edit on TikTok that kind of reminded me of how good the Frozen soundtrack was, and I've been listening to that. And then I'm also currently really a lot listening to the Sound of Music soundtrack. That is like a really good soundtrack. Yeah. So that's all for music. The next category should be C dramas, but I've not really watched a lot of Chinese dramas this year. In fact, generally, I've not watched a lot of Chinese dramas. I think I've watched about five. I've watched Admit a Snowstorm. I've watched Fake It Till You Make It. I think I've watched one where there was one guy in one office. There was one that it's about friends, and then there was one weird one like that. But the one I'm watching, or the one that it's like an ongoing drama for me, it's I think Footprints of Change. Yeah, that's the name. But I'm not done yet. I'm not done with it at all. I started watching. I think I'm like maybe episode 8 or so. I'm not done with that, so I can't really add it to this list. But so far so good. It's a nice Chinese dramas. I like Chinese dramas. So we've come to the end of this video, and if you watched it up to this point, thank you for watching. And I was very nervous when I first started this video. I don't know if it's really, if you could tell that I was nervous, but I really enjoyed this, talking about the things that I enjoy. And I actually do this a lot with my friends. If you are my friend, you probably know that I've always sat you down to yap about a new K drama or movie that I'm watching. Yeah, so it's really nice to do this. I tried doing this on Instagram, but I kind of got lazy. I was doing it on my Instagram story, but I kind of got lazy, and I was like, let me try to, instead of doing it weekly, because that what made me get lazy. I was doing it weekly. I was like, there's something that I will not complete, so I was like, there's no need to do that. Let me just compile a list. I'm not quite sure if I'll do this maybe quarterly. So far we've done Q1, which is January to April 14th. So the next one should be from April 14th to like another period. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you for watching, and if you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.